Hi, Dave.
Hi, how you doing?
Nice to meet you.
How are you?
I'm very good, thank you.
Good.
How about you?
Marvelous, marvelous.
Dave, you are one of the best humorous speaker in District 42. Tell me, what makes you a best speaker?
Well, I never thought of myself as the best speaker in 42, so thank you for that. Thank you for that. So if I get your question right, where does my humor come from? Is that what you're
Yeah, how did you become a very humorous speaker?
Well, I think there's humor in all of us. The part about humor and expressing it and getting laughs out of people, I think goes back to when we were children. If you think back to when we're kids or children and we're in our bedroom by ourselves, we're quite goofy people. We're quite goofy little individuals.
Exactly.
But open the door to that bedroom and don't let anybody see that, right?
Yeah.
Because it's a private world.
Yeah, exactly.
And for me, what I discovered was, and it came with my teaching, how do I get some entertainment into the students? How do I make it lively? Well, I started to reflect back on some of those goofy things I did as a child within reason, and I brought them forward. And I would experiment with trying a little thing here and a little thing there. If it worked, I would expand on it a little bit. If it failed, throw it in the garbage and never bring it out again.
Yeah.
So it's things, my humor actually comes from my childhood. My humor comes from being around a lot of cousins that I always thought were funny people.
So you mean humor comes naturally, or there are some people who are really boring, yeah? They don't bring that laugh on their speech. So can people practice and they become a humorous speaker, or it is a natural?
I believe there's humor in all of us. And you can take someone that has a very monotone type of speaking and you don't see a lot of humor in them. But if they can dig deep inside themselves, find something that's funny. I've seen members of this club at Inspired that have watched them all of a sudden experiment and try something funny. And it worked. And they're starting to slowly grow and become more humorous in every speech they do. So I believe it's in everybody. Having said that, not everybody is willing to expose themselves, if you will.
Do you practice to become a humorous speaker, or you just come on the stage and give a speech and it comes?
No, there has
naturally?
to be practice. There has to be ways of putting, every comedian has a punchline and where to put it. I never practiced that stuff so much. But where I find is, and it comes from when I was teaching, a lot of my humor came with targeting individuals in the chairs, using what they said, bringing it back around onto them, right? And creating a funny, humorous atmosphere from different comments within the group or within a classroom of students. Within reason, and being careful not to intimidate them or embarrass them or anything else. So it's a very careful, fine line on how you do that.
Yeah,
so that's where I developed.
Yeah, can you tell me 1, 2, 3, what are the factors we need to become a humorous speaker?
Know yourself first. Okay. Who am I? Look at yourself in the mirror. Say, who am I? What do I have within me that's kind of funny?
So you mean we have to be natural rather than bringing some
yes, forced humor doesn't always work that much. Things that come out just kind of come out. Like I did a speech a while back, or I've been doing it for a few times, and it was really my first Toastmaster speech at Humorous was talking about my wiener dogs. I had to be very careful on how I worded it, but everybody likes a wiener joke. If you remember that speech, I talked about different things, big wieners, small wieners, I'm referring to dogs, but the innuendo and the way of the wordsmithing helped me create some humor in that. So that is things that don't just come naturally. I had to write them down and be careful with them, but at the same time, I had to have the courage within me to say those things in front of an audience. Second thing is to practice. Practice those things you think would be humorous. Practice with family members, just then throw them out there, little darts, little subtle little hints, and see if you get a smile, see if you get a giggle. If you do, build on it. If you don't, throw it away, like I said, and find something new. but it all comes from within. And the third thing, if there is one, is look at the world that you live in. What do you find humorous in your world? What do other people find humorous? When you're watching an audience, what do they laugh at? What types of things do they laugh at? Is that within you? Do you have anything? And your personal stories are jam-packed, full of humorous things that happened in your life. So find ways to bring them to the surface, throw them out to your audience. Build them into speeches. Build them into your table topics, things from your history, your own life, and see how they work. If they work, again, what can I say? Build on them. And don't be afraid to show people who you are.
Thank you so much for giving time and sharing your knowledge. It's really wonderful.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.